The Disney World rat is back. Last time you saw me, I was revealing all the secrets my coworkers and I rely on to survive going to Disney World every single day. Well, new year, new problems, and now I'm back to reveal all the secrets you need to know to survive Disney World in 2024. Tip number 1, the fastest way to get to Magic Kingdom. Now, here we are again, starting a tips video at the TTC, otherwise known as the Transportation and Ticket Center, because we have an experiment to do in order to deliver the first tip to you. We actually don't know what it is yet. I, of course, can't do this experiment alone, so I brought in backup and some very, I would say, star-studded backup, if I do say so myself.
Ready, I am stretched for the competition.
It's not just Sage. I've got to get this amazing star into the frame. Quincy! You do live here. There's no, it's rent-free, right?
Yeah, it's rent-free because if you go in the store that's been closed for years, they don't even check in there.
How do you get in there?
I pick locks.
So Quincy, Sage, and I are going to do a good old-fashioned transportation race.
I will be taking the resort monorail loop for the very first time.
Guess where I'm going? Boat, baby, and it's cold.
Yes, I'm gonna go with the express monorail so that I can refresh your memory about gate number 12. A whole other fabulous tip.
And even though it seems unlikely, I am gonna win this race.
3, 2, 1. Begin.
Okay, have the best time.
Bye,
I can't wait to
guys.
hear. And we're meeting up right in front.
At the gate.
Yes.
Yeah, at a planter.
At the planter. Yeah.
At the planter?
Okay, see you there.
At a planter.
Okay.
We'll wave,
Bye.
the first person wave your arms. That's how we'll know.
Okay, good.
So we are headed to the resort monorail today, which is just to the left. If you're entering the TTC, you'll see the monorails for Magic Kingdom in the middle, Epcot all the way on the right, and Resort Hotels has this small kind of entranceway all the way on the left. Now this will take you to all the different Magic Kingdom resorts, Contemporary, Polynesian, and the Grand Floridian, but it also has a stop at the Magic Kingdom. Now we're here pretty early in the morning just to test out this theory. Oh, the monorail's here, perfect.
If you watched the I go to Disney World every day and this is the only way I'll do Magic Kingdom video, it's a mouthful, you'll know that we kicked that video off with a tip telling you to stay in the right-hand lane for the monorail, for the express monorail to Magic Kingdom from the TTC, and that's because it loads the back half of the monorail train, and we want to be in the very last car. This is a tip for if this works out naturally for you to get here. Usually a cast member will be asking people to move as far down to the end as possible, which means that they actually would like you to get all the way down to gate number 12. Most people think that being at the end puts you at a disadvantage, but because of a special staircase to the left of the last car on the train at the Magic Kingdom station, you have access to the walkway to scan in for Magic Kingdom much faster than everybody else on the train.
I am our ferry boat representative today, which is a pretty typical action for me. I swear by the ferry boat. So even though I don't necessarily think it's the fastest, I do think it is the most enjoyable, and I don't think it's that much slower to not make it worth it. Now, on a morning like the morning that I am here, I would maybe not do the ferry boat. It is, I think, in the 50s right now, and the ferry boat takes you out on the actual open water to cruise across to Magic Kingdom. It's very magical. It plays Disney music, but that breeze can be pretty brutal at this time of day. What that will mean, however, is that there are probably going to be a lot fewer people aboard, so we'll likely get a seat. Yeah, there's like 5 families on this boat, and I'm one of them.
Now it's important to know that there are 2 full stops before the Magic Kingdom. So we're going to stop at the Polynesian and the Grand Floridian, which means I don't think we're going to be the quickest. I don't think we're going to beat the express monorail specifically because we're the first. It's very early in the morning, but I think closer to 9 o'clock, I think that's when this monorail would be the way to go.
They just announced they're doing a quick maintenance check. That doesn't sound good.
Now there are seats on the lower level, a few of these benches. There's only really 2 on each side, and they are reserved for those with disabilities or the elderly. Upstairs there are a ton of seats, and those ones are not marked as reserved, although of course always good practice to give up your seat if someone is in more need. There's tons of benches upstairs. I will go up there to show you the benches. Well, but I don't want to get trapped up there. There's benches up there. You can trust me. It's usually where I sit. I was the last one they let on the boat, so I walked right on and we're casting off. So my time actually might be really good this morning.
All right, resort number 2, the Grand Floridian.
Floridian Resort and Spa.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for your patience as we did that quick little maintenance check. We are all good to go to the Magic Kingdom. Thank you once again. Make sure you hold on to those handrails, not really against the automatic doors, and enjoy the ride.
Well, I want to say I hope that didn't cost us the race, but the point of the race is to show you what a real day commuting from the TTC to Magic Kingdom for rope drop looks like, and that's what we're doing.
All right, that was a very frigid experience, but I will say that now that we're at Magic Kingdom, I feel warmer than I did before I got on the boat because the boat was so cold. So there are silver linings. Did I win? Am I the first person here? No way! I won! That's so wild!
Walk, don't run, but take a left right here. We are going down the stairs. I'm using the rail because I don't want to fall, but take a look at what the advantage is that we have. There is nobody in front of us. Gate 12 to the rescue. And look, all those people waiting to scan us in for our magical day in Magic Kingdom.
He's gonna freak out. I won!
Oh my gosh, this has rewired my brain.
It's like shit, it's like so crazy.
This has rewired my brain.
And
Guess which one of
stop.
us got here first?
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Hi.
I am shocked.
Really?
Well, first of all, I want to say the moral to me right now
Yep.
is that when there aren't a ton of people at the TTC, all three are
Follow
basically
your
the
heart.
same.
Follow your heart.
What do you
Follow your
want?
heart.
Okay, which transportation option will you go with in the future?
A boat.
Oh!
Yeah.
Boat, baby!
Oh my gosh. I love my gate number 12. I can exit so easily.
I will say, when I'm in a rush, gate 12 all the way, baby.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
If I'm in a rush, I'm on gate 12. Yeah.
Especially at
fun
7
with
o'clock
Breedlove
in the
today.
morning.
We don't get to hang out with him.
Oh
but
my
you do.
gosh,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna do so many insane, we're gonna do so many fun things.
I'm excited to see it.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Have fun.
Bye, have fun.
You too, bye, I miss you. Actually, do you wanna just come with me and do the whole thing?
We have to go to Disney's Hollywood Studios to use Genie Plus.
What's that?
All right, I have Genie Plus and she has nothing.
What?
Crazy.
Oh my
out.
gosh, well,
I'm
good
listening
luck.
to Mary Shelley's Frankenstein on audiobook, so that's what
That's
I'll be
nice.
doing
You're
today.
gonna stand, you know what? I've stood in a lot of lines and I gotta say, it ain't half bad. Have fun.
Bye.
Bye. The next tip, hop whenever you want. January 9th, 2024 is a huge date in Disney World for many reasons, but the one that pertains to this particular tip is the fact that there is no longer a 2 p.m. rule for park hopping starting that day. That's right. It goes back to the way it used to be when you could scan in and go to Magic Kingdom at rope drop and ride a ride, and then hop over to Epcot and ride another ride, and then hop over to Animal Kingdom and ride a ride there. You could just hop yourself right over to Hollywood Studios and ride a ride there. Why? Because there's no rules. Literally, there is no longer a rule about park hopping. You can hop as much as you want whenever you want. Our next tip, the fastest way to get to Epcot for Magic Kingdom. I'm going to show you how you can exit Magic Kingdom, take the express monorail the opposite direction, and this time you're going to want to enter the center of the train because you want to get yourself positioned for the center of the monorail train. And we have a great visual marker for you to pay attention to. See that some other people are crossing the walkway right here to the other track, and this is the Epcot monorail track. The doors are closing. We will not make it on this monorail. That's okay. The next one is never far behind. But I want you to pay special attention to these drinking fountains that are painted in this beautiful blue and gold motif. You do want to stay as close on either side to these drinking fountains as possible. And it is possible as well that this will be dropped if no one comes with an ECV or a wheelchair. And we will be welcomed to ride in this car, which is even more perfect for what we need to achieve on the other side at the Epcot station. The door that you enter at the TTC side is the same door out of which you'll exit at Epcot. So position yourself close to the same door that you entered if you can, to have an advantage in getting out first. We are again, first one off the monorail, walking, not running, but we have a sizable head start in our little Mickey Mouse Crocs, which have never done us wrong. Now, this is an area I find gets confusing when there are a lot of people exiting. These pillars sort of split the crowd, and people, sometimes I've been forced over on the other side of the pillar, and then you're working your way back around to get to this ramp. But when you pick the right cars on either side of that magical drinking fountain at the TTC, then you have this advantage. You get to be one of the first people off the train. Don't run. Do you see? This is my downhill step. We have a little boost from the fact that the ramp is going downhill. But once again, we're first off the monorail, this time in Epcot. Our next tip: hang out in the private lounge in Epcot. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Through the year and through the years, there have been private lounges in Epcot. Now, if you are a DVC member, there is a DVC Lounge in the Imagination Pavilion, which is really cool and offers you free Coca-Cola freestyle machines, or access to free Coca-Cola freestyle machines, and a place to hang out and sit and get away from the crowds and get in some air conditioning, which is great in the hot months, which is almost all year. Then there have also been annual pass holder lounges. One of them recently was in the Land Pavilion over by Sunshine Seasons, kind of in between Sunshine Seasons and Living with the Land. And that was a limited time thing. And for that, you had to be an annual pass holder. But there is another lounge. I'm going to call a private lounge a secret lounge. It's a lounge hardly anybody knows about. And it's only open until 1:30 p.m. every day. But it is open every day. And you don't need to do anything special except get there in time and order a little bit of quick service food, and you're in. All right, we've arrived in the Mexico Pavilion, which is the home of this super secret lounge. And this is La Hacienda de San Angel, which is one of 3 restaurants that you can enjoy in the Mexico Pavilion. This one is what I would call a more kind of fresh modern take on Mexican cuisine, and it's really delicious. In fact, if you book your reservation to coincide with the fireworks at the end of the night, you get some really incredible views of the fireworks from the comfort of your table. And it's really a ringside seat. It's not like California Grill where you're looking down from above. You are actually right there, right beside them, which is cool. But they don't open until 3 p.m. So instead of keeping the dining room closed off and without allowing the public access to it until it opens for dinner, they actually do something really cool. Right next door is La Cantina de San Angel, which is a quick service restaurant, and they offer what I would describe as more of a kind of traditional Mexican fare in quick service form. So you're gonna get your tacos, nachos, churros. They have kids meals, and they do have margaritas here as well. I ate here during my old school Epcot video. I had the chips and guacamole. If you'd like to see that video, it's right up here, and here is me eating and showing some of the food right here. But what I didn't show you in that episode, because I ate here later in the day, is actually that if you arrive here before 1:30 p.m., there is a very special secret that you are about to learn right now. Additional seating available inside, and we did see another guest go in right before us, so someone else knows the secret. But here we go. This is a huge dining room with an incredible view of Epcot that you are absolutely welcome to enjoy during your day here in Epcot that hardly anyone is ever in. Imagine that you just ordered a quick service meal and you get to sit in the dining room of one of the most sought after table service reservations, especially for during the fireworks, of course, but any time of the day, because look at this incredible view. And as if that wasn't enough, this space offers another very cool surprise, totally open to anyone who purchases food at La Cantina de San Angel. Yes, there are bathrooms that you can use while you are eating in here, enjoying your quick service meal from La Cantina de San Angel. And all you have to do is know about the secret door. Please don't be one of the people who doesn't see the little sign if you're here before 1:30 and decides to sit out here in all of the chaos. There is air conditioning, a private bathroom, and a lot of serenity lying just behind these doors. That is a secret I'm sharing from the bottom of my heart, because that is a place that I go to be alone. I go to have a quiet moment in a very busy Epcot day, and I know that sharing that information is going to make it less private, but that's what these videos are about, giving up really personal tips and advice so that you can have as comfortable an experience in Walt Disney World as we have figured out how to do. The next tip, what the heck is an ADR? I'm gonna put my sunglasses on for this one. ADR stands for Advanced Dining Reservations. Now, we haven't really had to think about those words in a long time because the Disney dining plan hasn't been available to us. But as of January 9th, 2024, the Disney dining plan is back, and with it, very likely, the return of getting up early 60 days in advance to book your dining reservations for your vacation. 60 days before the first day of your vacation and you are staying in a Walt Disney World resort, you get to make all of your dining reservations for the entirety of your vacation, up to 10 days on the first day, but 60 days in advance. 60 days in advance of the first day of the vacation. Now, if you, I'm gonna make it more complicated now. If you are not staying at a Walt Disney World resort, you do not get to do that, and you have to wake up early 60 days in advance of each day of your vacation to book the reservations for that day. So, a big perk of staying in a Walt Disney World resort is returning with a big perk of coming to Walt Disney World, which is the Disney Dining Plan. So lots of perks, and I don't know, I guess I'm not telling you to stay at the Holiday Inn Orlando anymore, or maybe I am, I don't know. It's up to, what's your budget, okay? Because, you know, sweat equity goes, you know, counts for a lot. And do you have the time to get up and book all these reservations? Maybe it is a lot more worth it to you now to stay on property than it was in 2023. Now, reservations can be made over the phone or online. Online is really the way to go in this day and age, but my mother, shout out to my mama Ruth, she's a purist, and she wants to know that a human is receiving the information and that it has been confirmed by a human brain and human eyes. And so she is up waiting on hold to call the morning of the 60 days in advance of the first day of our reservation. And you know what? I love her for it. I love her for many things, but I especially truly love that about her, that she's holding on to the dream of obsolete technology. But do what's right for you. I mean, if you're tech savvy, which is most people on the planet now, if you like a computer, if you have a computer and like to use it and know how to use it, then you go for it on the internet. But know that if you're not comfortable with that and you'd rather talk to a human being, you can call. It's the same number it's been, oh my gosh, 1-407-W-Disney, just like it's been since back as long as I can remember on the television ads, that aspirational phone number that if you dialed that, the magic was waiting for you on the other line, on the other end. So do what's right for you, all right? Go with your heart, go with your gut, go with your abilities. I am not mad at you if you want to call, definitely not, because you'll be right there on hold alongside my mama Ruth. The next tip, a discount on fountain soda? Whoa. Wait a minute, that can't be right. A discount on fountain? Only on bottles, I thought. If you watched the version of this video that we did only about Magic Kingdom called I Go to Disney World Every Day and This is the Only Way I'll Do Magic Kingdom, you can watch it right here, then you know I did an experiment where I purchased a bottle of soda using my annual pass discount, 20% discount, and I compared the amount of soda that was inside of it to a large soda at full price from Casey's Corner. Well, that's when I thought the only way you could purchase soda in Walt Disney World on a discount was by purchasing a bottle from a merchandise location. Guess what? I, in the last 2 weeks, have learned that is not the case. You can purchase fountain soda right here in Epcot using your annual pass or your DVC discounts. This is Club Cool, and if you've ever watched a video of me in Epcot, you know Club Cool is one of my very favorite attractions in the park. It is a place you can go to actually try sodas from around the world made by Coca-Cola that aren't sold in the US for free. Yes, completely free. They're small cups, but you can refill them as many times as you would like. Some of them are totally delicious, like the cucumber Sprite from Russia, and some of them are nightmare fuel, most people think. A lot of people think. Some people like them, like Beverly from Italy, which I think tastes a little bit like battery acid. They also sell tons of merchandise, and this is a very important fact because they sell so much merchandise, Coca-Cola and Coca-Cola brands, that this is considered a merchandise location. So when you go back here to the cool little kind of quick service window and you see this menu they have posted, that sounds nice. Like maybe you would like a frozen Minute Maid lemonade, High C Flash and Fruit Punch, Fanta Blue Raspberry, and a Fanta Orange. All of those are $6.49 each. Or maybe you'd like a float, $6.29, prepared with your choice of fountain beverage and vanilla soft serve. Up above that, you can see that they have fountain beverages. Okay, you can see the fountain beverage machine right there, and listed on the menu, $4.49, which is the same price as the fountain beverage across the little walkway right here over at Connections Eatery. But guess what? Here, because it's considered a merchandise location with all of the amazing merch that they sell, you get a discount on everything in here, including, yes, the floats, yes, the frozen beverages, and yes, the fountain soda. And the best part is that you save 90 cents by using your discount here versus paying full price across the way at Connections Eatery. Now, I know that doesn't seem like all that much money, but if you're feeding a family and you have the option to walk a few steps over here and someone in your party has a discount of some kind, be it annual pass or DVC, you can purchase fountain sodas for the entire group, saving 90 cents a person, and that adds up. And that added, I didn't think it was possible for me to love Club Cool anymore, but this fact has made it top 3 destinations, top 3 attractions here in Epcot for me. I love Club Cool. Free soda and a discount on fountain soda. The next tip, keep an eye on important dates. There is a lot scheduled to happen in 2024, and keeping an eye on the calendar and looking out for developments in specific projects you're interested in will help you ensure that you get to see everything that's important to you on your Walt Disney World vacation. Right here, that's the Cake Bake Shop, or at least the future home of the Cake Bake Shop, which was scheduled to open in 2023, but it got pushed back to 2024. Tiana's Bayou Adventure was scheduled to open late 2024, but it's looking like it might open earlier. What's the best way to stay on top of all these changes in schedule? Keep an eye on AllEars.net. We will let you know the minute some big news hits. The next tip, what's the best rideshare app to use in Disney World? Lyft has a partnership with Disney World, which resulted in their minivan collaboration. Literally, we have to write it on the screen because it's not like minivan the way that you might have a minivan. It's a minivan, as in Mickey and Minnie, and it's decorated with red and white polka dots, and it's driven by a cast member, and it can seat up to 5 people, and it is guaranteed to have 1 car seat per minivan, which is a huge deal for families traveling with children. They also offer accessible minivans, which can accommodate up to 2 people in mobility devices, and the people using the devices can stay in the mobility devices for the duration of their trip, which is pretty awesome. As if that wasn't enough incentive, the minivans also drop you off a lot closer to the front of the parks and to the middle, like the most convenient section of Disney Springs than regular rideshare. As you can see, we're walking up to the minivans right now. One is dropping off there on the left. It looks like the other is waiting to pick up. And you can see they offer a lot of room. It's a roomy vehicle, and it's decorated very festively like Minnie Mouse. But this is where you'll pick them up, and this is where they'll drop you off. Very, very conveniently close to security over there. This seems like such a fun and convenient way to get around Walt Disney World. So what's the catch? why aren't I using minivans every single day? Well, the fact of the matter is they are much more expensive than a regular lift, or even a Lift XL, which offers the same amount of seats. So as you can see from the screenshot, a minivan right now to Pop Century from Epcot, is the park that we're in, we're offered a fare of $36.50. The equivalent ride as just a regular XL ride is $14.62, which makes a difference of more than $21. That's more than double the cost of a regular Lift XL right now, leaving from Epcot going to Pop Century. It all comes down to what is worth it for you and your family or your travel party. Again, the convenience of having that car seat, that free car seat, is maybe completely worth it for you. Also, the fact that you're being driven around property by an actual cast member. I know they play Disney music, and some of them are equipped with movie players that are playing awesome Disney content, and they look really cool, and they're super convenient in terms of where they drop you off. The most convenient parks, I would say, are Magic Kingdom, because instead of being dropped off at the TTC like you will be with a regular rideshare, you are dropped off at the bus depot at the very front of the park. I'm gonna walk you from where the drop-off is for the minivan here in Epcot over to where the actual rideshare is. This is a new rideshare area. It is very beautiful. I love it. It's very organized. There are numbers on pillars around the pickup, 1 through 6, which is over to the left, or 7 through 10, which is over to the right. And this is it. So you can see that was the walk. It's a bit of a walk, but not much compared to all the walking you're doing anyway in Walt Disney World. And again, it's up to you to decide if the difference in price for a minivan versus a regular lift is worth it. But hey, we've only been talking about Lyft because Lyft has a special relationship with Disney, but there is another very popular ride share app called Uber. Ever heard of it? Remember the orig? I mean, it was the original in New York. And so which one is better? Lyft has access to Disney Maps in a way that Uber does not, because you, in many cases, will be given options for accuracy, specific places to be dropped off on the Lyft app that you don't get on Uber. But I know what you're thinking, because it's what I'm thinking too. Which one is cheaper? Because at the end of the day, that's really all I care about. I'll deal with a little inconvenience, but I want to get there in the cheapest way possible. Well, the answer to that question is it changes every single ride. Yes, it changes every single ride. So what do? I have both apps downloaded on my phone at all times, and every single time I take rideshare in Walt Disney World, which is at least twice a day, I search the same ride on both, and I look for the cheaper fare, and I go with the cheaper fare. And that's what we're gonna do right now. All right, I compared the two apps, and both of them on their regular fare were offering me about the same rate, $15 for an arrival under 5 minutes. But then I was offered a cheaper rate on Lyft in an option they call Wait and Save, which means it shows you like kind of the range of how long you should expect to wait. At first it was up to 15 minutes, then it went down to 10 minutes. So I said, this is perfect. I'm going to pick Wait and Save. It ended up connecting me with a driver in probably a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. And then once I was connected to a driver, it told me that the driver would be here in 4 minutes. So way under 10. If he successfully arrives within the 4 minutes that it originally said. The fare I ended up getting with Wait and Save was $13.83, which is only a little more than $1 cheaper. So to answer your question, which rideshare app is better, Lyft or Uber? Both. They're both the best. They're both awesome, and they're both necessary to have downloaded on your phone, in my opinion. Play them against each other just the way that I did. Uber is now offering something that it's like a revamp of their Uber Pool program, where you're paired with other riders, picked up in a similar area, dropped off in a similar area, and that is back post-pandemic. So you can choose that on Uber too if you want. It ended up being about the same price in this situation as Lyft Wait and Save. So I would rather ride by myself, obviously, than ride with a stranger, but that is an option as well with Uber. All of these things to keep in mind when you're using rideshare in Walt Disney World. And then when you do get in your rideshare, sometimes you encounter awesome drivers like Steve, who make the most of the 15 minutes that you spend together, strangers in an awesome ride from Walt Disney World. Well, I've done it. I've told all our best secrets for 2024. Let me know, was it worth me getting in trouble with my coworkers again? Tell me in the comments below. If you liked this video, please go ahead and like and subscribe. And now, go watch Quincy show us everything new in Disney World and more. What does that more mean? See you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.